Welcome to Collectibly's Collectible Quiz, the quiz that doesn't just test the collectible knowledge of my guest, but also tests yours at home. Today's topic, Grail comics. I've prepared 10 exciting questions with varying levels of difficulty for you guys to participate. And the rules? The rules are simple. One question per comic, each with 4 possible answers. I want to know how many you got right or where you maybe messed up. But now let's start and welcome our guest. Welcome, Chris.
Hello.
Before we start with the quiz, give me an idea. How many of those 10 questions will you get right today?
10 out of 10. Sure. I want a pot of gold.
Okay, we will see. So then I would say let's start with the first question and jump right in. Amazing Fantasy 15. What is the highest price ever paid for a copy of Amazing Fantasy 15? A, 6 million, B, 1.5, C, 2.8, or D, 3.6 million?
That is D 3.6
Okay,
million.
you will log in D 3.6 million, and this is right. Great start. Do you maybe know which comic was sold for 6 million in 2024?
6 million.
Yeah.
Funny, I remember 5 million for Superman 1.
And
6
not
million.
that far away. Action Comics #1.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed out on that one.
Yeah. 2024, it was sold for $6 million. And the Amazing Fantasy, as you said, right, 3.6 as a CGC 9.6.
Yeah, that was memorable because the Action Comics 1 before that sold for 3.2 or 3.5 million. And then Amazing Fantasy came, and then came the Action Comics 1 that sold for 5 million.
Yeah.
So that was
yeah.
back to back.
All
6
right.
million. We're climbing.
Great start, I would say. So let's move on to the second question. We have Avengers 1 here. What directly causes the formation of the Avengers in the Avengers 1? A, the invasion of the Chitauri, I guess. B, a trick by Loki. C, an attack by Ultron. Or D, the assault on S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, I never read it. That's the thing. I was never big on Avengers, but I guess it's a trick by Loki. Simply because Ultron wasn't existent at that time. Also, S.H.I.E.L.D., I know S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't existent at that time. Chitauri is actually something because it was in the movie, but I go with Loki because he's on the cover.
Okay. So B, right?
Yep.
All right, and that was also right. Some background infos. In Avengers 1, Loki manipulated events in an attempt to trap Thor, but his plan brings several heroes together. And this accidental alliance leads to the formation of the Avengers. The other choices refer to later comic arcs in the MCU, as you stated correctly. So 2 out of 2 so far. Then,
that was already a joker.
yeah. Okay, then let's move on to question number 3. Daredevil 1. Which artist was not involved in Daredevil 1? Bill Everett, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, or Steve Ditko?
Okay, so Stan Lee and Jack Kirby is a given. So it's either Bill Everett or Steve Ditko.
Who could it be? Was not involved.
Yeah. No, that's a tough one. That's a good one. I really like that one.
I told you before, there are some easier ones and some harder ones.
The tricky part is I see Spider-Man. So that is kind of like, okay, so it seems like it's Steve Ditko, but it could be misleading. So
just think about it. Who was not involved?
I'd go with A, Bill Everett.
Are you sure?
No, but I stay with it.
Okay. So then I have to tell you, you're wrong. The first thought was right. It was Steve Ditko. Um, Steve Ditko was active at Marvel at the time, but was not involved in Daredevil 1. Bill Everett illustrated the issue, Jack Kirby drew the cover, and Stan Lee wrote the story.
That is.
Yeah, no worries. 2 out of 3 so far. And next one. Fantastic Four #1. This is a hard one as well, in my opinion. But how many comic pages are in the original Fantastic Four 1, excluding the cover? I mean, we can do some jokers if you want. I mean, you have one 50-50 joker, okay?
Okay, I take it here. I have no idea. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not. Well, wait, maybe. Maybe the 50-50 joker wouldn't help me because there's like 2 I kind of know it won't be.
Which are those?
I'm pretty sure it's not 27 pages. That's really big, 27 pages.
Okay.
Hard to manage.
Why? Why do you think that it's big? What are the normal comic sizes?
Regularly, it's 20 to 22 pages for a month for an artist to manage. I mean, Kirby was actually fast, so.
But the question is, was it always like this?
Yeah, that's another one. Like for the first issue, you also have a little bit more time, but there were already running issues. I take the 50-50 joker.
Okay, then we will take out A and B.
Oh, then I go with 25 pages.
Perfect. It's 25 pages. 3 out of 4, great so far. And I asked because, like, the original Fantastic Four 1 includes 25 pages of actual story divided into 2 parts: the team's origin and their first battle against the Mole Man. This was slightly longer than the standard 1960s covers, which normally are between like 20 to 22 pages. And including the cover, it's 26 pages in total.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I was even thinking about, like, do we count the ads? Were there ads in that original one?
No, I don't know.
Even
Honestly, I don't know.
Around.
Yeah, but that was a good one. But now you don't have a joker anymore.
Okay.
Okay, Journey into Mystery 83. Which ability of Thor is not demonstrated in Journey into Mystery 83? Was it A, human strength, B, flight, C, time travel, or D, weather control?
Man, that's all the old Avengers stuff. Like, that's my big blind spot. That's
so far so good.
So superhuman strength for sure. I guess flight. Stan Lee always loved to do those. Time travel and weather control. Time travel is, I mean, difficult. It's not actually one of his abilities, so I go with D, weather control.
Weather control was not demonstrated in Journey into Mystery 83.
I mean, what's weather control? If it's just is it just a bolt of lightning, like shooting a lightning?
I mean, I don't know the answer.
That's like that's the thing. Okay, maybe it was just shooting a blast of flash light, but okay, that's tough.
Okay, so let's go through it together. Is it A, that was not demonstrated?
No, that's for sure. You will definitely see him use superhuman strength. Flight. Usually he would like to show it, but you know what? I go with B. I go with flight. So maybe that's a tricky one because it is such a given in other issues.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it wasn't an issue in the first appearance. I go with B, with Flight.
Okay. Then I have to unfortunately tell you it's time travel.
What?
Yep. Thor displays strange weather control and flying in his debut. Time travel, however, is not shown and becomes part of his powers much, much later in the Marvel Universe. Three.
Interesting. I mean, it's not like he's time traveling all the time. So that
No,
was like,
no.
okay.
When I did my research, it's not that often that he does. It's
Yeah.
yeah. So that was a
Okay.
harder one, but 3 out of 5. Okay, let's move on. Which company published Marvel Comics #1? Was it
Oh,
A. Marvel Entertainment, B. Timely Publications, C. Atlas Comics, or D. National Allied?
yeah, that's, I guess, an easy one. Timely Publications.
Are you sure? You want to lock in B?
Yeah.
All right, that's obviously right because timely publications later became Marvel Comics, right?
Yep.
And I let me check. I've written down to the other ones. Yeah, Atlas came later as a rebranding of Timely, and National Allied Publications became DC Comics.
Yeah.
So
I had the Atlas one for a second. I was like, wait, was it Atlas? I know Atlas was part of it.
yeah,
But
but
yeah, it's
4
usually
out
Timely.
of 6. So good so far, I would say. If you're new to Vivi and haven't signed up yet, it would really mean a lot to me if you do so with my affiliate link. Through that, you are not just supporting me, you also get 10 gems for free to kick off your digital collecting journey and grab your first digital collectible. And now, back to the video. Next one. Who was the main artist of the Iron Man origin story in Tales of Suspense 39? Was it A. Don Heck, B. Jack Kirby, C. Steve Ditko, or D. Jen Colan? I found that one really hard.
Yeah. Ah, damn. I think it was D. Gene Colan.
What is your conclusion? Why?
I'm sure it wasn't Ditko. That's for sure.
Mhm.
Kirby. Also pretty sure it wasn't Kirby.
Mhm.
There's a small chance, but I'm like a huge Kirby fan, and I guess I would remember if that was Kirby.
Mhm. That
Never
sounds
know.
good so far. So you're probably thinking A or D, right?
Yeah, it's A or D, and I gotta say, I'm not too familiar with both artists. Actually, it's just Colin kind of rings a bell in my head, and I don't know if there's just a wrong connection
Mhm.
because he did so much other stuff, or if it's just I somewhat at some point heard it was Colin doing the book. So I go with D. Gene Colan.
Okay, then I have to unfortunately tell you it's A. It's
It was a 50-50
yeah,
chance. So
yeah, yeah, totally get that. It's Don Heck. Don Heck was the primary artist for the story Iron Man is Born in Tales of Suspense 39. Jack Kirby drew the cover, and Steve Ditko was not involved. And Jen Colan became an Iron Man artist later. So you were
mm,
not that wrong, but not on the Tales of Suspense 39. So next question. We have 4 out of 7. Now it's getting a little bit tricky. So, which well-known Marvel character also appears in The Amazing Spider-Man 1? A. Reed Richards, B. Nick Fury, C. Matt Murdock, and D. Tony Stark.
I mean that's easy. It's Reed Richards because why?
Exactly. I mean that was a really obvious one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we have 5 out of 8. What causes Bruce Banner's, that's a hard one as well, I think. What causes Bruce Banner's first transformation into the Hulk in the Incredible Hulk #1? A. A surge of rage. B. Gamma radiation exposure. C. The setting sun. Or D. Physical exhaustion.
Yeah, that's B, gamma radiation exposure. Like that's always the story. If that is wrong, then it's
I would
crazy.
think about it.
Wait. Nah, it has to be gamma radiation. If I'm wrong on that, that would be crazy. It's not physical exhaustion.
That's
it's
right.
never the setting sun. The surge of rage doesn't make sense because there's always that trigger event that makes one of these superhumans superhuman. I mean, it's not just the guy who got so mad he turned into the Hulk. So if that could happen, I would be a Hulk, like already. No, it has to be B, gamma radiation exposure.
Okay, I thought that as well first, but it was the setting sun. In his debut issue, Bruce transforms for the first time as night falls, not from anger. The comic narrates this moment with the lines, "As the sun sinks slowly in the west, a strange and terrible change comes over Bruce Banner." This transformation trigger, based on the time of day, was only used in the first issue. Later, Marvel redefined it. Emotional stress and anger became the key catalyst, making the Hulk's duality more personal and dramatic. I'm not that sure on that, so if someone who's watching that knows better, please let us know in the comments. That would be really great. I hope my research is correct, but I wouldn't put my hand in the fire on that one.
Nah. I guess it makes sense. I didn't get the question right. I mean, he turns into the Hulk because of the gamma radiation exposure.
Yeah, exactly.
But the question is what
Okay.
causes his first transformation. So, yeah, that would be like the usual answer would be a surge of rage. But in that issue, it was the setting sun.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I misunderstood the question.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds like
Yeah.
like I'm trying to say, oh, I didn't know. No.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Cool. And
But I wouldn't have known that. Like, also, even if I understood the question correctly, I would have said a surge of rage.
Okay.
Because that's the usual trigger.
Okay, fair play on your end here.
Yeah.
And the last one, which member, that's an easy one as well, which member of the original X-Men team is not present in X-Men 1? Beast, Angel, Cyclops, or Wolverine?
That's a weird question. It is the Wolverine, easily.
Yep.
But it takes quite some time until he pops up. I mean, he's in X-Men 1, but that's the giant size X-Men 1. That's way later.
Yeah. Here, Wolverine debuting in the Incredible Hulk 180 in 1974. So, I mean, 11 years later.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's it. I hope you had some fun on this little quiz, and honestly, I'm really grateful that you took the time and exposed yourself to the crowd here by participating. So
yeah,
thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
And for all you guys who are still here and were able to answer most of the questions, or maybe all of the questions, let us both know how many you got right. Were you better or worse than Chris here on that quiz? Or was there a question that like totally threw you off? We would like to know down in the comments. And yeah, if you guys like that format, please let me know, because I had a lot of fun crafting it beforehand, and I also learned a ton, I have to say. So I would love to do this kind of format on a more regular basis. Yeah, but Let me know if that's something you guys want to see. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.